Food, human and dog evolution has gone hand in hand. Today we have bred our best friends into an amazing range of breeds you might think. Here are 10 jobs you never knew a dog could do. Top 10 dogs with unusual jobs. Number 10. Helping children testify. Children who have to testify in court can find it trial due to the pressure put on them by the situation. With a judge, lawyers, and the jury all staring at them, a young child can be terribly intimidated. That's where a canine companion can come in handy. Dogs are being used to help children testify. A trained dog can help a child right from the moment they report a crime to police until they speak in court. When in court, the dog is usually concealed with the witness behind the stand. This lets them comfort the child without distracting the jury, as humans will often pay more attention to a dog than the person with them. Number 9. Friar. Friar. Dogs and religion are a divine combination. From St. Roch, a saint who was comforted by his dog, to St. Christopher, who was often depicted with a dog's head, to St. Ginfor, a dog who was made a saint. Humanity's love for dogs has often come close to worship. On a more mundane level, monks and churches would often keep dogs to guard their gates. One monastery in Bolivia has decided that one dog is such a good boy that he deserves his own uniform. Friar Carmelo is a Schnauzer. Carmelo was photographed dressed in a miniature version of the monk's own habit, taken from a puppet used to amuse children. Since then, the canine friar has become a social media darling. His internet fans have dubbed him Friar Moustache for his distinctive facial hair. Number 8. Truffle hunters. Truffles are one of the most valuable foodstuffs on the planet. Because of their symbiotic relationship with trees and their complex life cycle, it is not possible for us to farm truffles. If we want their rich flavor in our food, we have to go out hunting for them, but not with our own limited noses. Pigs are well known for their ability to snuffle out truffles under the ground, but they also have a tendency to eat the truffles they locate. Dogs are much less likely to wolf down the precious fungi. Some dogs are trained to associate the distinctive smell of truffles with pleasure mere days after their birth. In Italy, the Lagotto Romagnolo breed of dog is now associated mainly with truffle hunting. It used to be a hunting dog, and it still is, just not hunting for animals. Number 7. Bulldogs. Catching and retrieving balls is one of the most popular pastimes for our canine buddies. So why do we use boys and girls for this task during tennis matches? That was a question one Brazilian tennis tournament decided to answer. Several dogs who were taken from the streets of Sao Paulo and dressed up as ball boys and girls and let loose on the court. The aim of the game was not to replace their human colleagues, however. Because the dogs were strays, it was hoped that spectators who saw the dogs would want to adopt them. In the first year, all 4 ball dogs were adopted. Soon more strays were brought in. Number 6. Art protector. When we think of dogs as protectors of valuable items, we tend to think of snarling guard dogs straining against their chains to ward off robbers. Riley, however, protects fine art from more subtle dangers. Riley the museum dog works at the Museum of Fine Art in Boston to detect the many pests that can threaten the conservation of artworks. Pests as diverse as moths and rats can all destroy art in even the best-run museum. Riley uses his nose to sniff them out before they can create havoc. Riley was introduced to the museum at a young age to get used to his surroundings and to train him not to damage the artworks himself. Number 5. Cancer detector. Number 6. Cancer detector, including her owner. 4. Chief befriender. The health benefits of owning a dog are well known. As well as the exercise we get from playing with dogs, there are dramatic mental health benefits. Loneliness and depression could both be reduced by the comforting company of a dog, and not just in humans. Cheetahs are built for speed and sprinting on the wide plains of Africa. A small enclosure in a zoo can leave them anxious and depressed. Constantly on the lookout for larger predators, they can feel threatened by the hordes of humans staring at them. A dog can make the perfect companion to calm the cheetah down. Number 3. Anti-tank dog. Not all the jobs given to dogs are ones that go down well on social media. In times of war, humans often recruit their animals as allies. These animals can be put to work as beasts of burden, guards, or even weapons. The anti-tank dogs of the Soviets were designed as weapons, and single-use ones at that. The plan was to use the dogs as a way of delivering bombs to the vulnerable underside of enemy tanks. At first the dogs were trained to release their bombs when they arrived, but in the chaos of battle this proved to be too much for the dogs. They often returned to their handlers with the live and dangerous bombs still strapped to their back. Next, the dogs were fitted with bombs that detonated as soon as they brushed against the tank. Number 2. Penguin protectors. In one case, however, the results have been cute. Middle Island off the south coast of Australia is home to a colony of the world's smallest species of penguins. But they have come under threat from foxes. The fairy penguins are as petite and darling as they sound, but have no natural defense against foxes. In 2 nights, foxes had slaughtered 360 of them. Meanage birds. It was a local chicken farmer called Swamping Marsh who came up with a solution. Used to protecting birds from murder-happy foxes, he suggested using dogs to guard the penguins. In the 10 years that dogs have been protecting the fairy penguins, there has not been a single death from foxes. Number 1. Max the Mare. Mayor Max is not the first dog to be named Mayor of Idlewild. His predecessor Max died while in office, and the current mayor was found after a hasty search for a replacement. The first Mayor Max won his position in a charity event against a range of other pets. Since Idlewild is an unincorporated town, it has no government of its own, and Max's position is mostly honorary. Max too now spends his time spreading happiness to his constituents. Wearing a tie, he can often be seen on weekends touring the town in the back of a pickup truck and barking to his fans. Despite an assassination attempt, when another dog went for Max's neck, it seems his lifetime appointment will last for some time yet.